He doesn't want to stay, and it's really hurting me. Why don't you want to stay, Kevin?
You don't like me?
Yes, I do.
Here for an hour, and she's already telling me to leave.
No, you're the one who said you were leaving.
No, you said tell me to leave.
Okay, we're end of discussion. We're not going to talk about it anymore. We're going to go look at the park.
I was here for an hour, and she's asking me, when are you leaving?
That's the nature. The whole trick, the whole war that's going on is to make you doubt yourself.
He was being a little bit of control freak. I didn't like that too much.
I was just being rebellious.
I just wasn't feeling it at all. And he was being a little bit of control freak. I didn't like that too much.
I was just being rebellious.
Destroying people's innocence and confidence and getting strength by domination and making people helpless to overcome your own helplessness.
But he also could put her in her place.
You have a spirit operating through you that has no tolerance for the innocence of others. And you are rewarded. Haven't you ever seen people upset you and walk away satisfied?
You're making me look stupid.
No, I'm not. I'm not making her look stupid, no.
Why come back in here?
I'm not coming back anywhere. I'm not making her look stupid, no.
Why come back in here?
I'm not coming back anywhere.
People get more and more ruthless. To have their way, they have to confound and confuse and lie, love, and intimidate. But once you get your way, by destroying the innocence and breaking down, going to war with their light, before they had a chance to find it, really.
Amen.
He ended up putting me up with a lot, and then we ended up having an argument. It scared me so bad I thought he was going to leave. And
The more you go to war with that and get your way and put your spirit into that person and make a slave, so you have a base of power. You become the base of power because they start needing your approval.
Packed my bags and everything, and I was ready to go. I walked in and said bye. That's all I said. She just looked at me like, "You're leaving?"
You know, you want those moments where you feel completely anonymous and little things that make you feel simple again, and you get back to reality. Because all this stuff goes away, and it's just yourself and your soul that you have to deal with. I am where I am today is because I do have control, you know, and you just control what you do. You know, you have to, otherwise you get sucked in by people that are not necessary. So you have to just continue to stay in control.
The heck does she see in this guy?
You also look for what I call unconflicted people.
It was a really big thing for me to open up, and I don't like being vulnerable.
When you talk to an individual, and this individual gives you insight into its inner preoccupations, interests, emotions, in other words, hands over his personal complexes, then you get slowly and nilly-willy into the situation of a sort of authority.
What are you saying, Mr. Perfect? Have a longer good time, and I partied a little bit too much.
Kevin just wasn't feeling it at all, and he was being a little bit of control freak. I didn't like that too much. He was being a little bit of control freak. I didn't like that too much.
But he also could put her in her place.
I didn't like that too much.
You turn the camera.
What? No!
I was just being rebellious.
You have the idea of a deity.
The more rotten you are, the closer you are to hell, and the more power you have to do people in, the more ruthless you become, destroying people's innocence and confidence, and getting strength by domination and making people helpless to overcome your own helplessness.
I didn't like that too much. I didn't like that too much.
He ended up putting me up with a lot, and then we ended up having an argument. It scared me so bad I thought he was going to leave. And
In this world, people get more and more ruthless. To have their way, they have to confound and confuse and lie, love, and intimidate. But once you get your way, by destroying the innocence and breaking down, going to war with their light.
Packed my bags and everything, and I was ready to go. I walked in and said, bye. That's all I said. She just looked at me like, you're leaving?
The more you go to war with that and get your way and make and put your spirit into that person and make a slave, so you have a base of power. You become the base of power because they start needing your approval.
I kind of caught on after the first couple of times that she did it, because it's happened more than once, you know. She'd be like,
but it's not me. It's not me to be that way. I was doing it because I was scared, and he realized that.
Herself. Oh yeah, I knew.
As devil's advocate, I insist we discourage this business of protecting yourself right now, young lady. You stay vulnerable. Put your soul into these kinds of hands. Don't be a diva demanding her own way. Have Kevin's way instead. He really likes being in charge. If you're scared to let me take over, I dare you to stand up for yourself, because I will leave. In fact...
Double dog dare ya!
Why do you think I can't let go?
When the fox hears the rabbit scream, he comes a-running. But not to help.
I don't know. I think that you're scared to love me.
What else was left but the coup de grace of all dares, the sinister?
And that makes me scared to love you. And that makes me scared to love you.
I triple dog dare ya!
There it was printed on the invitation. Surprise, you were invited to the wedding.
What people thought was going to be the engagement party wound up being the actual wedding. Nobody knows, not our parents.
Teenagers, when they're about to go off to college, they kind of get a sense of that feeling of being overprotected because, you know, it was just a matter of my mom respecting the fact that I'm becoming a woman and my dad just trusting me.
Nobody knows, not our parents.
How did you do it? You know, I was happy that he was able to pull it off.
Don't do that.
I'm growing up. I'm not 4 anymore.
But he also could put her in her place.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
How many dreams have you made a reality in your life?
All of them.
But you've picked up quite a story, and you've changed since the womb. What happened to the real you? You've been captured but back home.
Dr. Harry Stack Sullivan, who was able to achieve an 80% recovery rate treating flipped-out, hospitalized schizophrenics before the age of anti-psychotic drugs, has commented on the immense benefits of having reintegration within a moment of illumination in schizophrenia as a human process. These occur when, by extremely fortunate circumstance, one actually sees to a considerable extent, and in this case because it is captured on Britney's own chaotic video, a real situation that one has been selectively inattending to previously, so that one is really better oriented. Adding that any increase in correct insight would be helpful to the sufferer goes without saying. Individuals come to a certain age with implicit assumptions about themselves and the universe. A great body of assumptions is the foundation upon which our life processes rest. In a remarkable number of young people, however, there comes a time when their faith in this background of implicit assumptions about their own abilities or about the consistency of the universe and so on is abruptly shattered. Then, instead of building the rationalizations as we do when someone points out we have made an ass out of ourselves, these individuals go on feeling terribly upset about things. From that time on, instead of building the rationalizations with which we heal the wounds to our self-respect and all that sort of thing, these people are different from what they were before. From a man who achieved 80% social recovery rates in an era before antipsychotic drugs.